If you're thinking of moving to Minnesota, you should know that it definitely has its own culture. Some of it you may have heard about, and some you just learn as you go. The natives have a lot of little baked in rules, and I'm going to help you that are coming from the outside figure it out in advance. My name is Mary Schumann. I am a realtor here in the Twin Cities, and I help people that are thinking of moving to Minnesota get an idea of exactly what they're signing up for. I also have a free relocation guide that you're welcome to, and it will give you more information about what this area has to offer, and that's linked down in the description box below this video. Okay, so I stumbled on this thread on Reddit, and it really tickled me to read a bunch of native Minnesotans list what they consider to be unwritten rules of living here. Over time, I've actually seen these in action, and I'm sure that I've broken a bunch of them unintentionally, but I'm going to help you out here and give you a heads up so that you can be prepared and avoid, offending somebody. All right, so number one is if you see someone stuck in the snow, you help them get unstuck. Someone commented that this can be almost fun. This person went on to say, a few times I've been the first one to stop and help someone, and it triggers a chain reaction. Suddenly there are enough people practically to throw the car up and onto the right path again. And when there are actually too many people, the latecomers start directing traffic as if that's necessary. A lot of people piled onto this one and said that it's fun to push people out. So that's the level we're working with here. It's like a little treat. All right, number two is another winter rule. And that winter rule is that drivers that are heading uphill have the right of way in winter. And to this I say no joke, because sometimes you actually need that momentum to get to the top of an icy slope or icy street. And stopping will lead to disaster or to one of those little treat situations that I just mentioned in number one. Number three, this one's a classic, the long goodbye. Someone posted about this and I laughed because, yes, of course. They said this: you can only give important life updates after saying goodbye, and then future plans are discussed after the third goodbye. If you're there for a meal, you'll be given leftovers in a Cool Whip container, and it's not okay to refuse. The host may actually follow you out to your car. It's okay to get into your car, but you should roll down your window and thank them one more time. After 5 more minutes of conversation, the host will do a light slap on the roof of the car and say that it was really nice seeing you. You should thank them, roll up your window, back out, and just before they go back into the house, you need to give your horn 2 little taps. Someone responded to this saying, this is why the Irish goodbye is your best friend. Just don't get caught. To which someone else said, not getting caught is absolutely key, because if there's one way to make a Minnesotan angry, it's to get caught in the Irish goodbye. So your best bet if you want the shorter Minnesota goodbye is to slap your hands on your thighs, stand up and say, well, and this will result in probably 10 to 20 minutes of leaving, but that will be shorter than the conventional long Minnesota goodbye. All right, number 4, when encountering another driver coming from the opposite direction on a rural road, you must wave. If you aren't comfortable waving, the minimum bar is to, raise your index finger. Number 5 is do not inconvenience anyone else. This one is very ingrained. Someone commented on this one about how many weddings he had DJ'd, and he sees the family staying after at the reception to help clear tables and straighten the reception hall up rather than leave any mess for anyone or to be inconvenient and risk the family reputation. Number 6 is if you want a Minnesotan to drive faster, just try to pass them. This is true. They are the worst drivers. All right, behind Wisconsin. Wisconsin really sucks. Number 7, if you are thanked for something, the correct response is always, it was no cost, it was no effort, it was no time, it was no bother. Number 8 is kind of a corollary on this. If you're complimented on a piece of clothing, you must explain how inexpensive this thing was. It was on sale, you thrifted it, someone gave it to you, even if it's not true. Number 9 is that paper plates that have food on them go face down in the trash. The purpose of this is to protect the host from potentially seeing that their food was not to your liking. Number 10, never take the last piece of any food item. You may continue to divide that item, the last piece that's left there, leaving half of what remains each and every time. The only time that it's okay to take the last piece of something is if you're eyeballing it, it's about to be thrown away, and you can just take that piece in the interest of not wasting food. Number 11, this is the last one, and you may have heard it a little bit lately, but I really do think it's true. We actually mind our own business here, and I think there's comfort in that, so mind your own business. But I do love to talk to people that meet me on YouTube, so please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching.